Hi, welcome to Queer Reality Tarot. My name is Ro. Today I want to do a reading in honor of the new moon in Aries. This is April 17th, 2026. My friend hosts these gong baths and on new moons and full moons, and I went to her new moon gong bath last night, and she puts out these oracle cards, and she has the element of fire and the element of water. And so yesterday I drew a couple of cards before the gong bath, and the first card I drew was the element of fire, and it was molten shore, and it was basically about transformation and when the hot lava comes in contact with the water and how that creates new land. And I was like, whoa, that is so beautiful, like the embodied felt sense of actual new land being created as far as like the land of possibility, of like a sacred land of possibility, of what we could possibly be moving into as far as ourselves and the collective, totally new and different ways. um, and then the second card I drew in the element of water was snow, and once again it was transformation, and it was about how snow totally transforms what the landscape looks like. So within that, like with that vibe, I want to do three separate tarot readings for you all today. I've got three oracle cards for you to choose to decide which reading you're going to get. So you'll either choose card one, card two, or card three, which I'll show you in a second, and then you can skip ahead to whatever reading you chose. So I want to associate a couple of questions in this with this too. Like, so thinking about areas of your life where there are these seeming contradictions where new sacred land can be created. So thinking about molten lava and cool water. So for me, I know I've been feeling it's like, oh, I heard this song this morning too, which was it was the where it's like I can't remember what it was exactly. Something like turning bullshit into good shit. And so thinking about where there are things that seem terrible and where are there the things where life also can come out of that. So sort of thinking about where there may be like seeming contradictions, where something completely new can come forward out of that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Three questions with that gong bath last night in honor of the new moon in Aries was, where in my life have I been playing small? How can I take action and step into my power? What and who makes me feel motivated? And so, when I think of this, I don't think of it as just like, how can I live my best life? And it's just all about me. This is about like, how do each and all of us step into our full identity, the skills, the gifts that we have to support the whole collective and how we move forward. It's not just about us as individuals, it's about us as individuals as far as how we plug into the community. So this is not navel gazing as far as I'm concerned. This is about not wasting time in being of service in the best possible way we can be. And sometimes, I mean, that looks so different for different people, for everybody. It's not in the same way. Okay, so I'm going to switch cameras here. So you can go ahead and pick card one, card two, or card three. I'm using the Call of the Morrigan Oracle, which I've used before. I really like this deck. So we've got this card, number 12. And I'm not going to get into the meaning until later. I just want you to notice which image attracts you the most. So that's going to be the first reading. This is going to be the second reading, number 19. And then number 1, this will be the third reading. Okay, so just taking a moment to decide which card draws you the most. And then I'll go ahead and get into reading number 1. Okay. And I already shuffled these a bit. I'll go ahead and shuffle them a little bit more. And I'm hoping for a reading that is for the highest and best good for you and for the collective. Let me go with this one. Okay, so I'm going to see if 3 cards is enough here. So Two of Emotions or Two of Cups, Muse of Materials or King of Materials. This deck is a little different. And then 8 of Emotions or 8 of Cups. You've got cups on either side. So this is 2 of Emotions, and you can really see, I love the movement in this. This is about soul kinship with another person, where the two of you really elevate and lift the other. This can also sometimes be us, or like our kind of like 3D, kind of what could be called the egoic mind and our higher self. It could be just really seeing yourself, connecting with yourself. So that's 2 of Emotions. I'm not sure what this means yet. I just kind of wanted to show you each card. And then the King of Materials or the Muse of Materials. This is very much about, like, I think of it as kind of like divine masculine as far as how we hold it down for ourselves. Like this can be boundaries. This can be knowing it's time for you to leave where you live. It could be knowing it's time for you to leave your job. It can be taking care of yourself. It can be just how are the ways that you kind of protect yourself? How are you your own sort of divine protective parent? So we've got this connection with another or with yourself. We've got the King of Materials or the Muse of Materials, kind of like divine masculinity boundaries as far as holding it down for yourself or whatever it is that you want to create. And then the 8 of Emotions or the 8 of Cups, this is about walking away from the ways in which you've maybe felt small. So I have another deck where it's like you're walking away from a little fire towards the sun. So this is kind of a scary card because this oftentimes does mean leaving a job or a relationship, and it's hard because that little fire was what you knew. It's comfortable, and that transition, and right here you can see it's a solar eclipse, so you can't see the sun yet. You're not to the big fire yet, but it's kind of like that knowing that you gotta leave the thing that keeps you small and is comfortable. So this is interesting. I mean, it really feels like for you, there's something really like ballsy that you need to do as far as, and it might be it's connecting with yourself to help give yourself strength to do what you need to do to take care of yourself as you move to this higher version of yourself. That's when I look at the whole picture, that's what I'm leaning towards. It can also be the support that you find in somebody you're very close to. It could be a sibling, a friend, a partner, somebody that really gives you strength, who really believes in you, that's going to help you really make this change you need to make in the physical world, like the way in which you surround yourself. Like I said, it could be your home or your job or a relationship. And then let's look at the Oracle card here. So this card's about responsibility, nourishing others. Oh, interesting. So with this being the card that goes with this, it could also be that you are going to be supporting somebody else to help them. You're kind of helping hold it down for them to help them walk towards whatever, like their bigger version of themselves. So this card says it signals a time to become aware of your connections to others, to the land, to the community, and to the gods. The sovereignty Ariu teaches us is not about the self, it is about how we tend to others. Oh my gosh, that's literally the opening of this tarot session, is like it's not just about us, like us stepping into our best and highest self is in service of the community. So this is about how we use our own strengths to support and nourish those around us. When the king takes up the role of leadership, which is, and you got a king card right here too, um, they are taking up responsibility for others. How do you care for those around you? What roles of leadership do you fulfill or wish to take on? And also remember to nourish yourself so you're strong enough to nourish others. And don't be afraid to accept the bounty that this king offers. Beautiful. Okay, I hope that resonates, group 1. Now we're going to do group 2 here. Hope the battery in my headset lasts for this. Fingers crossed. Okay, so group two. So I'm just going to draw 3 cards for you today. Ooh, that one just popped out. All right, we're going to go with this one. Okay, so one card popped out, the Two of Materials. Let's go ahead and draw 2 more. Oh, wow. A lot of balance in this one. Okay, so you got the Two of Materials. So this card is very much a card around balance. So oftentimes this card is seen as like balancing your spiritual life and your like it could be like your 3D job that maybe isn't your ideal, but it is a paycheck. So there's something in your that you're being invited in to find some balance. Um, there you can see here the diamond, there's balancing on a diamond that's kind of would be very wobbly, but they're actually very flat-footed and stable on it. And there's a lot of movement of dance here. So it's kind of a beautiful way that they're coming into balance. So let's see. That's what this card generally means. I'll kind of get it. We'll get a feel of how this fits all together. The Justice card, this deck, I really like how it shows it. The Justice card is oftentimes related to like a legal issue, something like karmic as far as cause and effect, something involving contracts or yeah, it can be tied in with literal legal stuff in the 3D, or it can be tied into like spiritual contracts or karma, like I said, cause and effect kind of stuff. What I like about this card is it's kind of like this splitting of the mind, like it creates this balance, this connection to spirit. And you can see there are 2 paths that are leading to the same place. So there's this higher purpose of whatever it is that needs to be balanced legally, or it's kind of like there's a higher purpose, something higher to learn or that's being balanced that maybe we can't always see, and so it can cause stress, but there's this kind of like opening up if we can connect to the higher place. So it's interesting. So you're getting that card as well, which is a major arcana card, and then you got another major arcana card, the the priestess, and this card is very much about inner knowing, connecting, like trusting your intuition, connecting with the other side, being multidimensional. So thinking about the medicine for you, you got these two just or balance cards. These are both very balance oriented. And then you got this inner knowing. And it's funny because these cards, I feel like if they were to have a baby, it'd be the Two of Swords. And if you are familiar with Rider Waite Smith, that's one where it's got a person who's got swords crossed over their chest and they're wearing a blindfold. And it's about inner knowing, like going in to your inner knowing to find that decision, like if there's a decision to be made. So it feels like there could be something karmically or legally that is still needs to be settled, and it might be throwing you off balance. It might be that you need help, you might need support in bringing that to balance. But the biggest piece here, the medicine feels like, is this inner knowing, that going within to learn to trust yourself. And let's see what the Oracle card brings, adds to the story. So, number 19, aka 10 or 1. Okay, so 19. Okay. So this card is about Anu's message. This says Paps of Anu. Anu's message to us is to be aware of all that is around us, that all is connected. She reminds us to stop and listen. Oh, that totally goes with the Priestess card. Um, she reminds us to stop and listen, to pay attention to the world around us, and to see the interconnectedness of all of life. A spiral of stones represents this connection, the never-ending spiral of life. Take time to reflect on the bounty in your life right now. Go outdoors and reconnect yourself to the land you live upon. This card may also indicate that it may be time to reestablish your connections to the land and those around you. Just like the whole purpose of this tarot spread today, it's about when we are in balance, when we are our most truest self, we're able to be the best we can be of service to the collective. Dare, D-A-I-R, is carved in the oak tree, representing strength. The strength we have when we lean on others and offer our support to others. Yes, I was saying like that it might be good for you to get some help, some support. Where do you gain strength? What connections are you building? Awesome. Okay, so now group three. Okay, I'll put this right here. Okay. Okay, group three. Okay, well, I could feel right away it was that one. Okay, so we're going to do three cards here. The Eight of Materials, the Chariot, Major Arcana card, and the Muse of Materials. Wow, this is the second time we've gotten this card today. Okay, so I'm going to kind of say what these are individually, and then we'll kind of get the full message. So the Eight of Materials or Eight of Pentacles, this card is about like basically you're really good at what you do. Whatever it is that is your jam, this is oftentimes yeah, something that we bring to the world. The materials is about the 3D. So whatever it is that you do, you're good at it. But this card can also have, it can be exhausting when you're doing all these things. Like it can be like, I may be good at this, but I'm tired or something needs to change. So like, so you're not even having to do so much. So that's the first one. And then it's an eight and you got four arms on either side. This is also, it's got the balance element to it. Yeah, there's actually all of these. God, balance is really the theme right now. It's so fascinating because the chariot, this also has balance as far as when you think of if you were like if a horse had reins, if you pull too far on one side it'll throw you off. My gong bath friend is the one that pointed that out to me with the chariot. If you pull on the other side, throw you that way. So the chariot is like harnessing all of this super strong, all this energy forward. Like there's so much energy behind this, and it's the light's coming from the solar plexus. There's so much creation energy in this. So we've got you're really good at whatever it is you do. There's all this creation energy that you can harness. And also notice that their third eye has a star right there. So we've got the solar plexus and the third eye. So it's like this divine creation. And then the muse of materials or the king of materials, this is all about, I like to think of it as like divine masculinity as far as like holding it down for creation. So it's like boundaries, what can be done to offer support for whatever it is that is being created. So for you, there's so much energy. Like basically it's like on either side of the chariot, you're really good at creating something. And then here it's like this boundary. So it's making me think if there is anything for you that is taking too much of your energy, if, yeah, you're really good at something, but is there something that could change to make it not be so draining? Or is there a person that needs to go away? Or is there a person that needs to be brought in? It's like what can make you feel more lifted? Like if you imagine the chariot card coming under here to like lift you up, what could bring that for you? What could bring that to you? And then thinking about the muse of materials is like this boundary around that, like keeps you safe. It keeps you taken care of. It keeps you fed. It makes sure you have what you need to do what you need to do. Okay, let's see what your oracle card is to kind of bring it all together. Number one. Okay, so number one, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's BADB. Bad. Bab speaks to us of the future and rethinking our current circumstances. When Bab appears, it's time to start looking at the bigger picture. How will your actions affect others? Have you thought through what you are doing? There may be something we have overlooked or not considered regarding the current situation. In her stories, Bab often appeared as a warning. This might be your warning to change your current direction and consider all the options available to you. So, in thinking about that and bringing that back to this, it's making me think like basically there could be either something you are good at, but it's just something else. It's kind of blocking you from what it is you're really here to do that would be of more of service, more of your true self. Um, or it could be, like I said, just something needs to change. Somebody needs to leave, somebody needs to come in, something that um, offers you more support and protects you, something that protects you and lifts you in whatever it is that you are here to do. Okay, so those are the three readings for the new moon and Aries. I hope that you find those to offer some support, some guidance. And man, I mean, things keep moving so fast. And I know that, yeah, if I run into you in 2 days, you might be a different person. Like it feels like that's how fast things are happening. But I do hope this is supportive of you and that I hope that your journey of creating new land being formed in your life for new ways of being, new ways of plugging into the community. I hope this was helpful. Okay, thank you so much for listening and take good care. Bye.